Hi besties, welcome back to the channel. On today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make this flare baggy pants with a gathered waistline. So this is the inspiration. Now this is the one I made. So if you want to know how I achieved this, do not skip any part of this video and do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel and on your post notification button. Now for this tutorial, I used 1.5 yard of an Ankara fabric. That is what I have here. Now we'll be drafting on our pattern paper. So I've marked up my starting line. So this is a high-waisted pants, like the band is high, and for that I'll be minusing my band. So for the band I use 2.5 inches for my band because it's high waist. So after minusing that 2.5 inches, I'm going to come down 9 inches for my hip point. Then I'll come down for my crouch length. Now for my crouch length, normally if I'm making a straight pant, it's supposed to be 11 because my hip divided by 4 give you 10. Add 1 inch to that, make it 11. But since this is a loose pant, I'm going to add 2 inches to that, so making it 13. It is a free pant, it is not fitted. Now after marking that lines, I'll just connect them into a straight line this way. So now the next measurement I'm going to take, still minusing the 2.5 inches from my band, I'm going to take the full length of my pant. So I want the full length of my pant to be 19 inches. So I'm adding extra 1 inch to that for hemming. That will make it 20 inches. So I'm just marking 20 inches. So I've ruled that out. So I'm just going to label them. So this is the full length, my crouch line, and my hip point. So the starting line will be serving as the waistline. That's it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my round waist, my round hip measurement. So my round hip divided by 4 give you 10. I'll mark that, then I'll add extra 4 inches to that measurement, that is making it 14, because we are going to gather it, so we need allowance for that. So that 14, I marked it on the crotch line. I'll mark the same 14 inches on the hip line. So with the help of my ruler, I'll connect that measurement all the way to the waistline this way. Now this is what we have. So for my crotch extension, I'll be dividing my actual hip. So my actual hip measurement is 40 divided by 4 give you 10. That 10 I'll divide it by 4 again. It's going to give me 2.5. So for my crotch extension, I will be extending it by 2.5 inches. Now come to the angle line, I'll go up by 1 inch and I'll connect them together to curve out my crouch. And this is it. So the next thing is just to take that measurement all the way down to the full length of the pant, and this is what we have. So we're basically done. So the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to be slashing this paper to get that little flare at the hem of the dress. So I'm going to measure what I have at the upper part, that is on the waistline of my shorts, measure it into two this way and get the center line. So I'll just take that measurement all the way down to the full length of the short. So if you watch the short carefully, it has a flare shape. So I will be using slash and spray to get that flare at the hem. Don't worry, you guys will understand as we progress. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to cut out my patterns. So guys, if you have watched up to this point, before we head back to this video, please hit that subscribe button, like, share and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, you can ask me at the comment section. You can follow me on my Facebook at Ibe Chukusom or on my Instagram at Stosomi. So after that, we're going to cut in the back. I've placed the front on another paper. So I have space at the side and at the upper part. So for my crotch extension, I'm using the same 2.5 inches I used for the back. So this is a free pants. If we are actually making fitted pants, it won't be this big. Now the next thing is I will extend this my waistline. This way I'll extend it out. Now I'll be marking to 2 inches. So this is the allowance I'm adding to the back. I'm marking to 2 inches. So I'll connect from the crotch line this way to meet that 2 inches measurement. So I'm using my free hand. If you have a curve ruler, you can decide to make use of it. So this is what we're now on the new waistline. I'll be going up by 1 inch for my bum rise. So if you're making this for a bigger person, you can use 1.5 inches, 2 inches, depending on how much hip the person has at the back, so that it will be well covered. Like when they bend to pick something, you will not be seeing their on this. So now this is what we have. Now on the side of the pants, I'll be adding 2 inches allowance to the side, and I'll connect them this way. Now extend the length out. So after that we are done. The next thing is just to cut out. I'll show you what I have. So this is for the front, so I'm just going to label it front. So this is what we have for the front pattern. Now for the back, I'll probably label it back. So just like we did for the front, we're going to get the measurement on the waistline, then we divide what we have there into two to get the middle line. Then I'll get the center point this way. Now I'm going to take that measurement all the way down to the full length of the pants. That is where we'll be slashing. So this is what I have. So we're going to open it up now. So we're going to slash through it, but we're not going to slash it all the way through. So we'll leave few inches above the pant. So this is what I have. So whatever I do for the front, for the back, I'll repeat the same thing for the front. So let's go cut it out on our fabric. So here I'm putting my fabric into two, and I'll get my front. So I've equally slashed my front. So like I said, the circle flare we have there is not much, so it's not going to be too much. So I'm just spreading mine just with 4 inches. So I don't want it to be too big or too much, so I only spread with 4 inches. So the next thing is for me to use my pins to pin them down. So it's necessary to use your pins to pin them down so it will not be moving all over the place. So after pinning, this is what I have. I'll measure to be sure I still have 4 inches. So I'll connect them together this way. And the next thing I'm going to do is just to cut out my fabric. So this is what I have. I'll cut out the front and bring it back to show you. So here I have both the front and the back. I've cut out both of them. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to cut out where is to mark out where I'll be adding my pockets. So from the upper part of the shorts, I'll be coming down from the waistline of the shorts. I'll come down by 2 inches. So from the waistline, I came down by 2 inches. That's where the pockets will be starting from. Now for the pocket opening, I'll be using 7 inches for that. So I'm going to notch it. So I'll notch the two parts. So I've done that. No, the next thing is I'll take it to the machine. I'll close the crotches with half an inch. So I'll do that and bring it back to show you. So yeah, I'm done closing the crotch, and I lost a clip of when I did the pocket actually. So please, for the pocket, just cut out the inches you want, then attach it to the measurements we notched. So now I'll be placing the front and the back together because I've equally added my pocket to the back. So I'll place them right side facing each other this way, take it to the machine. I'll merge them together like this, and I'll be using 1 inch to stitch it down. So I'll stitch it down. When I get to the pocket, I'll raise my footer, I'll stitch the pocket down. So whatever I do for this side, I'll do it for the other side. So I'll merge them together this way, stitch and close the pocket. So I'll do all of that and bring it back to show you. So after closing it, this is what we have. So this is how everything looks. So, and I've equally closed the crotch with half an inch. Now I've equally opened my back zip. So for the back, that is where I'll be adding my zip. So the next thing is I'll take the short machine and gather it. So here I have gathered my shorts. Now I'll start pulling the thread. So for this, there are two ways you can do it. You can either gather it and do like gather it just the way I'm doing, like run a gather stitch, then gather it, or you pleat. You understand? You can pleat it as well. But for this, I'm going to gather it to my round waist. So you see, so after running your gather stitch, then you start pulling the thread. So I'm going to do this off camera and bring it back to show you. So after gathering it to my waist measurements, this is what I have. So this is my band. So remember our band was 2.5 inches. So I added half an inch to that for joining, making it 3 inches. And the length of my band is my round waist measurement. That is what I have here. So what I'm going to do now is I'll place it, I'll go take it to the machine, stitch it half an inch and bring it back to show you. So after stitching it down, guys, this is what I have, and I've equally added my zip. So this is how everything looks. So thank you guys so much for watching up to this point. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and on your post notifications so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And if you have any questions, please you can ask me your questions on the comment section. See you on my next video. Bye.